Shanghai Shutdown, Part 2 of China's attempt to destroy America. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, May the 1st, May Day. And thank God it fell on a Sunday because in this country, people don't want to work anymore. So this is Workers' Day, Labor Day, whatever you want to call it. And of course, I don't know, we got some very major problems developing, and certainly the markets are starting to show those problems, and I guess nobody cares. And this is what's making the path for China so easy when you have an administration that is about as dumb as you can get. And I don't know, actually, it maybe isn't it that they're dumb. It may be more the fact that they want this to happen, that they want globalization, that they want China to take over the world, because it is certainly the path that we are headed on. Okay. I mean, when you look at what's going on in the United States of America today, it's got to make you cry. Okay. You have got a president who has Alzheimer's in this country. So is he really running the country, or is the criminals and the crooks behind him destroying America? And certainly you can make a case. Now, to be clear, that Biden is a piece of crap to begin with. He always was. Okay. He's voted against every race. He's voted for every racist bill in the history of his administration and of his career in 47 years. He has never done the right thing. And of course, maybe he should be going through the Seinfeld episode and being the opposite George. Okay. But either way, whatever you think of him, you cannot like what is going on in this country. Now you talk about they want to deal with the illegal immigration. Let me ask you this. What would be wrong with just following the laws of this country, okay, about immigration, about illegal immigration? Is there such a problem with following what is on the books? Okay, but they decided to open the borders and continue to destroy this country with a debt that is being created not only by what is going on here, but by allowing these people in without going through the proper channels and by supporting them. Okay, now there's got to be a reason behind why they do what they do, and we certainly know the reason. It's about votes. It's about trying to take over, okay, and destroy the political system altogether. This is something that we can continue to watch and stand on the sidelines. I mean, if you're in California, are you happy that 66% of your budget goes towards illegal aliens? I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. Okay, this doesn't sound, it is not the America that I remember, but certainly it has been coming. You know, the constant battle, the constant willingness for our government, and this goes to all administrations, to continue to try to borrow our way out of debt, which is impossible, which only creates bigger problems. Okay, and of course, those problems are coming home to roost right now as we watch the debt continue to become out of control. We watch the continuation of earnings. Although earnings are rising, expenses are rising at about 2 to 3 times the pace of your salary. Now, again, that is not a good combination. And you have the continuation of the fight of AOC, who is an imbecile. How people ever voted her into office, not once but twice, is unbelievable. Her fight against the billionaires, okay, is laughable, because if you take a good look at what is going on in this country, okay, what is the Democratic Party doing today? Okay, they are destroying small business. They are destroying the opportunity for somebody to start a business in their garage and turn it into the next Amazon or Apple. They are depriving us of every possible opportunity of capitalism. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, capitalism is the way to go It creates competition. It makes better products. Can I help it that the dumb and ignorant decisions of many of the past administrations, including this one, but again, I can't blame Joe Biden for everything. I can tell you that the wanting to do business with China at all costs, including Hollywood, because they make special adjustments to their movies if there's anything offensive towards China, to the athletes of the NBA especially because of the money that they get there. Isn't it amazing that they talk about genocide in places but never mention China, which is the number one, the worst of human rights, the worst for genocide in the entire world. But yet we don't hear about it. And of course, you want to talk about our freedom, the illusion of our freedom? We're only as free as the government allows us to be. Okay. Now, again, if I remember from when I took the Constitution test in 8th grade, which is only, 60 years ago. Okay. I remember that we are supposed to be free, have free speech, have the freedom to do many things. And most of those, or many of those freedoms are no longer available to me. Okay. And we have the Elon Musk now, finally somebody taking over Twitter who might allow free speech again, because certainly we haven't been seeing it recently. But the illusion that is created, we don't have the same freedoms. You are under the thumb. We are all under the thumb of people that are not on our corner. There are people that are destroying and trying to get really, it's a battle against the middle class, in which we are seeing what we call taxation without representation, because this inflation is going to destroy this country. The lack of food, the food shortage we're going to have, and you can bet on it now. I mean, this is not even a question anymore. You have no supply chain. You've got China that has shut down Shanghai and is basically in shutdown. Now you can make the case, okay, that I can make the case that China, first of all, as I said when COVID first came here, I said it was Chinese attempt at using chemical warfare, okay, to take power. All right. So again, if you look at the statistics, if you look at the math, and you look at the number of cases of the flu and the number of cases of COVID, they inverted, okay, but they actually, if you add the sum total, they come up to the same number. So, okay, COVID, whatever, it is what it is. Okay, I'm not going to argue, but it has been proven that it was a manufactured virus, not something that came out of nowhere. Okay, so now you've got the first shutdown we had back a year and a half ago. Actually, we just got out of it. And now China shut down again, which is doing what? Destroying the supply chain, destroying the ability for American businesses to do business, because we became so dependent on China because we wanted cheap labor. And you have to ask yourself, cheap labor at what cost and how much cheaper is it? And it isn't that cheaper. Okay. Now you have companies willing to pay more than double what minimum wage is, and they cannot get help. Now, again, if you don't think that's a problem, well, I guess what can I tell you? I mean, the trade deficits, did you see the GDP? Minus 1.4, which is only indicating what we have said here for months. We are in a recession. Okay. Just because the imbecile economists don't say we're in a recession yet, they won't tell you until it's over. You will hear that this was a recession 10 years from now, but I want to know today. And I can make the case that between the high cost, the lack of employment, and the destruction, that we are certainly in a recession today. And the economists continue to hide from it, as does the Federal Reserve, which I think has no regard for what is going on. But of course, they have no understanding of what a free market is either. They have the Fed, which was a piece of shit to start with. Okay, it should have never been passed. But there was a bill of goods sold, which was total bullshit. But in the meantime, you got the Federal Reserve in 1913. Okay, now you have a Federal Reserve that has become more of a government agency that produces and prints money. okay, at a pace that we can never keep up with. So really all they're doing is they're basically taking money out of your pocket. Again, going back to taxation without any representation. But, you continue to see, we're going into stagflation. People are not working. Now, a lot of that's by choice because there are plenty of jobs available. But because of all the stimulus, because of all the gimmicks that have been done, especially by this administration, okay, they have created a inverse negative marketplace that people say, I don't have to go to work. I'm not going to work. So you have companies starving to get help that can't. Okay, you have companies that have to go out of business, and when you see the empty shelves and the lack of sales and the lack of business, okay, to that will put a major beat down on stock markets, okay, on markets around the world, and you have the war going on in Russia, Ukraine, a senseless war, but war just the same. And now there's a threat to shut down gas. But of course, we have a chance. We had the opportunity, and actually still do, okay, to bring back fracking and shale producing. And we could actually be the supplier to Germany and the UK, and of course, ourselves. Instead of paying these ridiculous rates at the pump and for heat and for all your energy needs, but who cares? But again, this goes back to the administration. It doesn't care. Okay, the administration wants to destroy you. They want to destroy me, because if they didn't, they would make this right. And the only way you can make this right is to put back to work the shale producers and fracking, and become a net exporter of oil once again, to take care of the inflation, to take care of the American people, and to put people back to work. Okay, but again, why would they want to do that when, of course, President Biden continues to talk about student loan forgiveness? Now, what kind of crap is loan forgiveness? I paid $500,000 to send my kids to school. I paid for it. Okay, now why should people get forgiveness? Am I going to get a refund? I mean, hell, the college education is not. You can't even deduct it off your taxes when you pay. So why would they want to now give loan forgiveness? I mean, this is not, I didn't understand that we give away things for nothing. Of course, if you watch what they do with the banking industry, which is, of course, when you're in the banking business, you got a no-lose business. You fail, you get bailed out by the Federal Reserve. So you continue to make gazillions of dollars, okay, without worry, because you have the Federal Reserve that'll bail you out. You tell me where that makes any sense. I'm from the school that if you can't make it, you should fail. You fail. Okay, that's how businesses are built. That's how economies are built. Which is why the Keynesian economic theory is dumb. Now again, there's other theories out there, that the Austrian and of course we have to remember that there is no perfect, but there is a better blend than just trying to, again, I'll use the same phrase that I coined about 15 years ago now. You cannot borrow your way out of debt. Okay. But this is not the 1920s, which we had similar types of action, because the debt spiral is out of control. Okay. We are at a point, and we may be past the point with debt. We had the same thing in the 70s, if you remember the Carter era. But again, once again, we are in uncharted territory now because the debt is massive compared to what it was in those periods. And again, it's not the number, it is the percentage to debt. And that is out of control. Okay. And you think that it's going to be easy, and we seem to forget that it takes a while to really reach the consumer. And you see now a spring wheat used in pizza crust, 14-year highs. Okay. Now again, we're laughing, but pizza's already expensive. Okay. What do you think it's going to be now? Okay. You have to understand, what is it going to be the cost of food? What is the destruction going to be globally? Yes, in the United States of America, we'll be able to eat. We'll just have to pay more for it. But what's going to happen to the poorer countries, that there's not going to be enough production, or they won't be able to afford to eat? That's only going to create wars and riots and problems worldwide. and here in some of the poor places. So I think you have to really evaluate at what cost do you want to destroy America, and how much do you want to let this imbecilic administration led by some of the worst people in the world. Okay. And again, this is not news, and this is not a political statement or a partisan statement. This is a statement of fact. Okay. These people that are running America today have absolutely no interest in America, but they have interest in globalization and handing over the United States of America to the Chinese. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May Day, the work day, which I guess nobody's working, so it doesn't matter. But it is Bubba's Bottom Line, and we're going to step out here for a break, and we'll be back right after the break with our market commentary. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Well, listen up. It's been a turbulent time, but again, everybody has to have brokers. Now, I have many different brokers, but there are two in particular that I really believe in, and I've vetted. I use myself. Okay. And I have many, but again, I like to share what I think is the best for, of course, my members and people that even are not my members, but give you the best that you can get for yourself. Okay. And in the commodities and futures business, in my opinion, there is no better than the Capital Trading Group, because many, many reasons, but the biggest reasons are, if you got a problem, they answer the phone. Okay, you'll get an answer typically within 15, 20 minutes, if not immediately. Okay, but you don't have to wait for days or a full day to get your answer, because typically, if you're calling your broker, you got a problem, you need an answer now, not tomorrow. Number two, they are a great organization and are the only ones that I could authorize for a letter of direction trading. Okay. Number three, they've got great products, including our new Day Trader's Dream, which we partner with them on. And number four, they handle all my accounts. Check them out. It's Capital Trading Group. It's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, the other brokerage partner, Trade Your Brokerage. Now, you think about this, $10 a month flat for commissions. Now, we know you're paying more than that. Okay. Now, again, is it about money? It's always about money. So, listen, if you're not with Trader, you should be ashamed of yourself, because you're giving money away. You want to give money away, you send it to me. I'll give you my address. But anyways, Trade Your Brokerage, they are phenomenal customer service, $10 a month flat. They're coming out with cryptocurrencies that you can trade through your brokerage account. And we have their APIs, which allows us to auto trade our equity portfolios at no charge. They don't charge, we don't charge. You're part of your membership. And hedgers, you pay for a class, but you have a licensing fee, but there is no more brokerage fee to take care of, to trade for you. And it's automated. So listen, check it out if you want. It's info.trader.com it's trytrader.com/Bubba. That's trytrader.com/Bubba. And of course, our metals partner that we, if you're looking to either buy for physical delivery or storage, Strategic Wealth Preservation, check them out, swpcayman.com/Bubba-trading. And of course, our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line. And of course, my market report will be right there in a second. Let's get back to it right now. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Monday. It is Sunday, May the 1st. It is May Day. Okay. And of course, markets got toasted. They got obliterated last week. And it is no surprise. We have said this on every interview with businesses and on network TV, telling that we expected to see a major meltdown in markets, and we are now starting to see it. What is happening, in my opinion, is you're seeing a filtration of the information that we knew is finally starting to hit, and people are starting to wonder, maybe we should not be so actively buying here, because I do believe that the overall rally of but the ability for the markets to try to sustain was more built on retail trading than it was built on the overall, fundamentals of market. Now, I'm not a fundamentalist, but I think what you saw and was the commercials and institutions and the firms waiting to sell as they allowed retail investors to try to buy the dip. And of course, that's usually how it ends is with the buy the dip by retail only, because I think, this is one of the reasons volume has been down, is because the institutions have been trying to carry retail, allowing the buy. But I think we saw it on Friday, a little bit more devastation, but volume was still pretty light. So we'll see how it all plays out, but it's an ugly picture. And as I've said many times before, my expectations are a 40 to 60% haircut to this market. It's not in one day, over the next whatever period it takes. But we are certainly firmly in a downtrend, and it certainly looks ugly. But there will be, remember, there will always be what is called the rip your face off rallies that will show up out of nowhere. In the meantime, in the equity markets, they got crushed last week. They all 3 out of the 4 broke down through some major support. And the Dow, which makes sense, held the best, but still got clobbered. But it held the best, which is usually a bearish sign as well when the Dow is the strongest. But we're short all 4 and obviously remain there. Crude oil continued to, it was, still kind of in a range, but obviously got to, it's at 106 or, a barrel. We're still long. Again, this is going to go, I think you've got a chance to see all-time new highs, if not higher. The metals, even with the end of the week rally, look pretty bad right now. Now we're short. Okay, we're long crude, but we're short the metals. Now I love the metals. Personally, I own them. I'm buying them. Okay, but I also understand that from a trading standpoint, we're in a downtrend. And when I'm storing in my safe or with the broker has nothing to do with what I'm doing day to day. And that's what you have to remember. But gold, silver, and platinum look awful right now. Now, again, they'll find some support, and we'll see. Again, they could find it sooner rather than later, but for now, we will remain short. Bonds and notes, they both had a tiny sliver of a rally. But again, interest rates are going strictly higher. The mortgage rates are over 5.25 now. Okay, so just a couple of weeks ago, I was complaining about 4. Now they're over 5. And it's going to be faster. You get the Fed meeting this week. You could have all kinds of things happen. And natural gas, which we're going to reverse tonight or tomorrow, whenever you do it. We were short. We were long for a long time. Got short for about 3 days. Now we're going to have to get long again, or not have to. But again, you're seeing the effects of this stupid ass administration's policies on energy. Okay, so we're gonna end up reversing and getting long again, which is fine because it looks like it wants to go a lot higher. Okay, copper broke down again, and we're still short, so that's obviously always a good thing. And as you look around and you see the other markets, I mean, the dollar is continuing to go higher. I mean, the dollar is shooting up as if it's going to Pluto. Now it'll come down at some point, but remember, a strong dollar does not mean that it's really a strong dollar. How much, just because it's strong, how much more will it buy for you? That's the measure. Okay. And the dollar's worth less, although the price is higher right now. I think you have to remember that it's more of a deception than anything else, because the fiat currency system is fraudulent anyways. And of course, in the Bitcoin, look, it was down last week. We're shorted. Okay. But it's really in a range. Okay, it's like 36,000 to 42,000. I think it goes a lot higher. Okay, there's a lot of indications that things should be much higher, and we'll see where it goes. Again, we don't predict. We just follow the trend. The trend is down now, but again, I own some from a personal standpoint. That I don't, again, kind of like gold and silver. I store it. I don't trade what I own. I trade back and forth. Okay, when I'm trading, and of course the grain markets. Corn, they all look great, okay? But corn had continued to go higher last week. Soybeans were kind of flattish, and wheat was a little bit lower. But you're going to see much higher prices. The metrics tell us there's going to be much higher prices. So just remember, look, until the trend changes. Now it will change when the trend. It has no opinion involved, but the trend is higher. And I think corn could be at $10. I think wheat could make 15. And I think beans are going to over 20. So we'll see. Again, we'll see what happens. The protein complex, pretty mediocre, pretty pathetic to look at right now. I mean, it's a challenge when you think about it. But again, at the end of the day, we're short the entire protein complex, okay, because hogs got way overbought, which it brought them down, which made us get short. And the cattle is kind of trading against oil. Oil goes up, cattle is going to come down because it's a budget issue for families that have to make a decision of to either fill up their gas tank or eat or try to do both. Okay. And as we take a look at the softs, cotton, we got short cotton for a little bit. It won't stay down, which makes sense. The commodities are much stronger. But you have to remember, okay, what the whole overall picture is. So right now we're back to being long cotton, or we are going to be long OJ. Okay, we're short right now. Tomorrow we'll be reversing OJ. Okay, we are short sugar, and we are short cocoa, and we are short coffee. Okay, but again, it would be no surprise to me if those did turn around. But remember, these markets are very challenging, and the biggest lean is to the downside. Okay, there will be an expected. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime this week, we get a major rip your face off rally. Okay, you're going to want to buy it. That's the rallies to be selling until proven otherwise different. Okay, this market looks like it's in a lot of trouble, and I think you're going to find out that it is. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horwitz. We're going to step out for our final break and come back with, of course, my commentary. Bubba's Bottom Line, May 1st. Well, everybody, I'm not going to go through all the sponsors again, but I do want to remind you they are on the bottom and on the sides. Okay, you've got Capital Trading Group, Trader Brokerage, Strategic Wealth Preservation. Okay, check them out. Look, I use them myself. I vetted them myself. Out of everybody I use, and I have a lot of different, I have all the major ones. I'm not going to name, I'm not going to criticize anybody, but I have all the majors. Okay, and I'm telling you that these are the best by far. Of my 44 years in this industry, these are the best that I could find to this date. Okay, Trader Brokerage, Capital Trading Group, and of course, Strategic Wealth Preservation. And don't forget our high school program, which will kind of tie into my commentary, which is coming up right now. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, May the 1st. And as you know, every week I mouth off, but here I'm giving you my direct commentary. And here's my problem. America's youth is brainwashed. And I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick of it. Okay. Look, I'm a big believer in freedom. I'm a big believer in equal opportunity. I'm a big believer in all of it. But I don't believe that our children are being taught that. I believe that our children are being taught, first of all, to be left. And again, I don't care left or right. I have a lot of friends on both sides. Okay. And again, we get in the conversation, and I don't care whether you're left or right, but I don't think that you should be brainwashed and taught only that all of the liberal policies, the Marxism, the socialism, and the communist policies that they try to teach in these from grade school all the way through college should be taught in the way that they're taught. I think you have to teach the choice. I think you have to teach down the middle. Okay. Yes, you can have an opinion, but you have to teach it as it really is, not as you want to brainwash. Because if you look at who supports many of these policies that are really dumb, from the climate change right now to the green energy, to the whole thing, it's really dumb. Okay, and you cannot continue to print money. But of course, those that are brought up through the school system, the youth, believe that the money is free, that it just grows on trees, that there is no cost to get this capital. Okay. And of course, the real cost is the destruction of freedom, because we're not going to have the money, because we're giving up all the power. Do you understand? We're giving up everything. And right now we're very weak. And if anybody wanted to really go after us like China does, you might see, you might be speaking a new language next year. Okay. So again, our youth is brainwashed, and we need a better education system to teach correctly, not an opinion, because the school system has become very much like the news. Okay, too many opinions and not enough fact. This is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, May the 1st. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend. As always, I thank you very much for your time and you being here and your comments when you send them in. In the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update and, of course, next Sunday with Bubba's Bottom Line. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.